Hi, this is Zak Mir with the US Chartbreakers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Wednesday, the 11th of October. Starting off with the S&P, which has done rather well considering the sell-off that we had from the end of July. Managed to bounce above a rising 200-day line, which actually is a buy signal in its own right. And now we're back above the old broken neckline support around 43.30. Above that, looking for the 50-day line, which was suggested yesterday around 44.15. And then we can dare to dream of a 4,500 target by the end of this month, especially while we remain above the old neckline area. Just looking to close that gap down that we had back in September. So basically above 4,400, feeling rather more confident about this market than previously. Moving on to the stocks and a few jumping situations to look at. First is Avinger, and here we've got potential bear trap rebound, bullish divergence there, so the low for October, but RSI trace, and above the old September support there around $4.30, looking for the shares to get back to the main support on the way down around $6.20. That was back in the beginning of September. If you're less optimistic, then up to $5.50, which was resistance on the way down earlier this month. The next situation is one which is called ALX, and we've hit our target there, the top of that broadening triangle from back in May. That was around $9.40. Above that, we're looking for a fresh leg to the upside, as high as $11.60 maybe by the end of next month. We're really lucky by the end of this month. Ideally, we stay above the initial October resistance around $8.35 as a hard stop loss on that situation. The next stock is BioXcel, and here we can see that we've got bullish divergence with the low lows for back in, the low lows for the start of October. Neckline resistance broken there around $3.10, and above that looking for the 50-day line initially at $4.20, and then up to as high as $6.40 by the end of next month at the top of that broadening triangle from back in August. Moving along to Erasca, which is currently trading just around the $2.50 area, and the 50-day moving average around $2.40. Above that, we're looking for up to $3.50 by the end of next month. Ideally, we stay above the low 220s, so 222, 225, that kind of thing. Otherwise, one would be worried that this was a full storm for the shares. Next up is Enviva, and here looks like we're trying to build a base within a falling wedge. Top of the falling wedge there at 680. Moving along to Enviva, and here you can see that we're just trying to bounce off this falling wedge in place since back in June. The support area around the 406. Moving along to Enviva, and here we've got the support around the $460 area. Moving on to Enviva, and here we've got support around the $4.60 area. Looking for the shares to hit the top of the falling wedge there around $6.80. Best case scenario target by the end of next month at the top of that broadening triangle for September up to $8.30. That would probably also meet the 50-day line, currently falling through $9 at the moment. But the key here is that bullish divergence kicks in. So we already had the lower lows for October, but higher RSI trace. Next up, a stock which is making its debut here, 5E, and another broadening triangle base. Good bullish divergence there, and above the 50-day line there around $2.60. We're looking for as high as $4.75 by the end of next month, expecting that to snap quite sharply over the near term. One of the companies with a cool name and a cool chart at the moment is Ideanomics. Here we've got a rising trend channel after the massive gap to the upside. The view here is that above the floor of the rising trend channel from last month around $2.20, we're looking for up to $3 by the end of this month. That shouldn't be too ambitious for this situation. Microalgo is next, and here it's obviously been a rather spiky ride, but broadening triangle there from the end of August, looking for the 50-day line there to break around $2.40, and if we can do that, heading up to as high as $4.50 rather by the end of next month. Good bullish divergence there as well, with a slightly lower support there for October, but higher RSI trace. Stock which we haven't really looked at much here at all is PGT, and the strategy here is that we're trying to follow through on the massive unfilled gap to the upside that we've seen yesterday. Hopefully the shares holding at yesterday's support around $30.30, and above that level on an end of day close, looking for as high as $34.50 by the end of next month or even sooner. Looked at Prestige Wealth over the course of the early summer. It's obviously not done very well since then, but first signs of a turnaround coming up here within a broadening triangle base. We've got the shares bouncing off the $3 area, and initial target here up to $6.50, which is the 200-day moving average, and then hopefully by the end of the year as high as $13 at the top of that broadening triangle from back in August. On to the last two. First one is, or was one of the best rises yesterday, SMX. We're looking at a stock which is hopefully in recovery mode while it's above the top of the gap, the floor of the gap rather, there at $2.14. Above that, looking for as high as $5.20 by the end of next month, if we manage to follow through on the momentum created yesterday. Finishing off with Sunrun, and the situation here is that we're revisiting the stock after quite a pullback that we've had since the summer. Hopefully we'll get a break through the $12 area and that July resistance line projection. Above that, we're looking for $16.50 as soon as the end of next month, as the shares rebound from oversold territory in the RSI window. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.